Hey, what's up? This is Craig. So let's check out top 10 movie crossovers we want to see. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, from WatchMojo.com. This was a request from Marcus. I put his name up there so you can see, but yeah. Top 10 movie crossovers we want. Can't think of none off the top of my head. Let's check this out.
Hey, that wasn't in the script.
Together at last.
No eating until we get to White Castle, yo, what's wrong?
Ain't no fast food makes girls fart.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie crossovers we want to see.
But the enemy found him first.
You are no assassin.
For this list, we're taking a look at movie franchises and characters we want to see brought together in one highly unlikely but ever so badass motion picture. Number 10. Jay and Silent Bob and Harold and Kumar.
That would be cool.
If I was you, I would have been like,
Yeah, just because you're hung like a moose doesn't mean you gotta do porn.
These two duos have defined a generation of potheads with their wacky misadventures. So similar and yet so different. It only makes sense for these guys to cross paths in the ultimate stoner comedy.
Why?
Couldn't you see Harold and Kumar scoring some snoochie
Yeah,
boochies
that
off
would be
Jay and
pretty
Silent
cool.
Bob?
Harold and
Hey, dude,
Kumar.
you know I can get some
Harold
raid?
and Kumar. Probably my favorite from the two.
Give me a dime of your finest stick.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my head.
This would instigate a crazy crossover involving convenience store hijinks, road trips, and presumably Neil Patrick Harris,
Yep.
Ben Affleck,
Bong!
and Matt Damon.
It's hunting season.
Then, to cap things off, they could grab a meal at White Castle.
Let's do this together.
And what the hell, let's throw a monkey and a cheetah in there for good measure.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Number 9. Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings.
I am ready to go.
Oh, we're going, huh? Not ready.
That would be
Harry
interesting.
Potter and the Lord of the Rings have a number of parallels. Both are based on some of the most beloved fantasy novels ever, and both received feature film adaptations in 2001.
The third floor corridor on the right-hand side is
Now,
out of
I
bounds.
finished Lord of the Rings. I
everyone who does not wish to
finished.
die
I watched
on
Lord of the
those
Rings all the way
painful
through.
days.
That's probably my favorite moment.
Seeing
I
these
kinda lost
worlds
track
finally
with
collide
Harry Potter,
would be
like,
true
midway.
cinematic magic.
Like on movie 3, after that I kind of fell off.
Imagine Harry and Frodo teaming up to stop Lord Voldemort, who has been resurrected through the One Ring's power.
Our list of allies grows thin.
Meanwhile, Dobby could play a game of riddles with Gollum,
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
That's an awful thing to say.
the Ringwraiths could share a pint with the Dementors, and Gandalf and Dumbledore could have a fairy tale wedding. Number 8.
That would be cool.
Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Let's roll.
Growing up, chances are you had at least a couple of Transformers and G.I. Joe in your toy chest. At one point, you probably had your Transformers and G.I. Joes fight each other in an epic showdown.
That would be sick, but the movies kind of kill it for me.
Seeing as how Hasbro has already brought two of your favorite toy franchises to the big screen, why not have them finally come together to make our childhood dreams a reality?
It would be sick. That would be sick.
We'd rather see Optimus Prime team up with Duke and Roadblock over Shia LaBeouf any day.
Well, ain't
Yeah, that would be sick.
Just keep Michael Bay's hands off the project.
Sir, I am asking politely. Back off.
Number
Michael
7,
Bay kinda killed it for
Jurassic
me,
Park
man.
and Dawn of the Dead.
Wow. Dinosaurs and
Jurassic World
zombies.
was a pretty awesome return to form for the Jurassic Park franchise.
Put 12 ants in these animals, they're never gonna trust
That
me
would be
again.
interesting to
After
see.
such a rousing feat, though, how can they possibly up the ante? Well, here's an idea. Release zombies on the island.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied
Oh,
with
there's
whether
never been a
they
movie with
could
zombies and
stop the
dinosaurs.
shot.
While it may seem like a bizarre mashup, Jurassic Park
Yeah, that's
and Dawn
very
of the
bizarre,
Dead
but that's-
are more similar than you think.
Oh, Mr. Arnold.
I love zombies. Love
Both are
zombies.
about people desperately trying to survive while being chased by a pack of lethal monsters.
Excuse me, not to shit on anyone's riff here, but let me just see if I grasp this concept, okay?
Mix these two monsters together, and what do you get? Dino zombies. Enough said.
I would rather have
Number
dinosaurs
6,
and zombies.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween,
dino zombie.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream, Child's Play, Hellraiser, and The Evil Dead. Freddy and Jason have already gone head-to-head in a long-awaited crossover.
What if Freddy brought Jason back?
Dark meat.
Because he was too weak to go after us on his own.
But why stop there? Let's take things to the next level by throwing Michael Myers, Leatherface, Ghostface, Chucky, and Pinhead in there for a mind-blowing
Jeez.
horror icon battle royale.
Yeah, that's too much.
All to be fought by a badass guy with a
Hellraiser
chainsaw for a
scared me.
hand who's used to
Out
fighting
of
evil
all of them,
incarnate.
Hellraiser actually scared me when I
Horror
was a child.
junkies would be guaranteed a monster mash of gut-busting proportions, with blood, gore, and severed body parts everywhere.
Swallow this.
Just please keep the focus on the villains we know and love. Don't even bother trying to develop the
Oh,
teenage
Chucky,
characters.
man, that's
They're
it, that's
literally
funny, but
disposable in a movie like this.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
Number 5, James Bond and Jason
oh
Bourne.
yeah, yes.
For
Heck
the
yeah.
longest time, James Bond was the definitive movie spy.
And Daniel Craig is my
and
favorite
nobody
James
else
Bond of
even
all
came
time. I'm
close
sorry,
to
he's
topping
my
it.
favorite.
But that was before Jason Bourne gave 007 a run for his money in the early 2000s.
I guess that was too complicated.
Bond influenced Bourne, and in a way, Bourne would influence Bond, with the recent grittier take on the classic character.
Yes.
And Bourne coming back too.
Considerably.
Matt Damon.
Wouldn't it be fitting for both of these men to at least meet on the silver screen?
Specifically because of that, because Daniel Craig has some sick fight scenes.
After all, if anybody can track down Jason Bourne, it's Mr. Bond.
Find out who he works for and who has the
That
rest.
would be sick.
Then terminate him for ransom.
With pleasure.
Number 4,
That would be
Robocop
sick.
and the Terminator.
Come with me if you want to live. Come quietly or there will be trouble.
There have been numerous debates regarding who would win in a fight,
Terminator.
Robocop or the Terminator. Both
Terminator,
are machines
hands
with a
down.
human touch that specialize in kicking ass and spouting one-liners.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal
Terminator 2
endoskeleton.
probably my
Both of their film
favorite action
franchises
movie.
have sadly
One of my
also
favorite
hit
action
rock
movies.
bottom since the 80s.
I'll be back.
And both have already clashed together in video games and comic books. What better way to
didn't know that.
reinvigorate Robocop and the Terminator than by bringing together Peter Weller and Arnold Schwarzenegger for the showdown we've been waiting for? These action stars may be old, but they aren't obsolete.
I've been waiting for you. Your move, creep.
The filmmakers better not wimp out with a PG-13 rating, though.
Everything's PG nowadays.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me. Hasta la vista, baby.
Number 3, Godzilla and Pacific Rim.
Were they actually thinking about doing a movie with this? I read that somewhere.
Legendary Pictures, why haven't you made this crossover happen already?
Our universe, and here is theirs.
It's such an obvious combination. You guys recently came out with a successful Godzilla reboot. You also own the rights to Pacific Rim.
To fight monsters, we created.
That might have been their
monsters of
plan
our
from the
own.
get-go, actually. But I don't think Pacific Rim did a good job in the
Put
box
2 and
office.
2 together. We'll gladly settle for a new King Kong vs. Godzilla movie until then.
That might have been their plan. You never know.
But we need to see the King of the Monsters fight Gypsy Danger ASAP.
I still haven't seen that freaking
The
movie, man.
destructive 10-year-old
Godzilla.
in us is desperate for kaiju robot carnage.
I don't know why. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Let's go fishing.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Number 2, Star Wars and Star Trek.
Of course.
Just as J.J. Abrams saved the Star Trek franchise, we're hoping he can do the same for Star Wars and The Force Awakens.
Chewie, where
we're home.
With Abrams acting as a link between the two greatest sci-fi series of all time. It'd be every fanboy's dream come true if Han Solo and Captain Kirk boldly teamed up in a galaxy far, far away where no man has gone before.
Good luck.
It'd be cool to see, but that would never happen.
Maybe Disney will consider Patton Oswalt's pitch for a Star Wars crossover with Marvel.
This is nuts.
If he holds the reality gem, that means he can jump through
What's better?
different
This
realities.
is number 2. What's better than
will
this?
Be our link to the Marvel Universe from the Star Wars Universe.
Before we blend together our top picks, here are some honorable mentions.
Lethal Weapon and Bad Boys. That would be cool.
means the shit is serious, okay? That means me and this
What about Rush Hour? That's the greatest cop duo of all time, in my opinion.
Make him hurt.
No. Twilight, never. Hate Twilight. Hate Twilight. Can't stand Twilight. Rambo and Predator. That would be awesome.
We will have the capability to pull off the throne of the century.
That'll be interesting.
Number 1, the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Cinematic Universe.
Who the hell are you?
Someone like you.
Marvel is primarily responsible for the recent crossover boom, as they unified their finest superheroes in a single cinematic universe.
I get so hyped, bro, when I see
In
that.
terms of crossovers, it's hard to imagine Marvel topping themselves. That is, unless they accomplished the impossible and joined forces with the DC Cinematic Universe.
That would never happen. We could only dream.
Just think of the countless possibilities. Iron Man versus Batman.
It ends here.
I mean, because
It takes to wear that suit.
Superman versus the Hulk. Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
it would never happen. I mean,
Alas, if Marvel can't even get the X-Men to join the Avengers, chances are they'll never get the Justice League either.
Patience is my strongest suit.
Well, at least we have our fan fiction.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you? It's not who I am underneath.
that doggone voice Kristen Bell used, man.
It defines me.
Do you agree with our list?
Yeah, boy.
What's your most desired
Tracy
movie
Morgan.
crossover? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure.
Okay, so the ones that I like the most from the list, Jason Bourne, 007. I would love to see that. And also Predator versus Rambo. I would love to see that too. Those two are probably my favorites. Blade and Twilight, come on. No. Nah. Don't want to see that. Lethal Weapon and Rush Hour than Lethal Weapon and Bad Boys. I think they will mix better, especially with the comedic aspect. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, the best comedic duo when it comes to those type of movies, I think. Oh, and of course DC versus Marvel, but that would never happen. Both sides, whoever fights in the movie, both sides will have to come up with some agreement to how each fight would play out. And I feel like it would just be endless arguments. Nobody would be able to come up with no type of nobody would be comfortable with anything. I would just leave that alone because I don't want it just to happen. If it does happen, I want it to be good. If they can't make it good, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Pacific Rim and Godzilla, I think that's gonna happen. I actually think that might have been their plan. I mentioned this while I was watching it because they came out, Pacific Rim came out first, I think, then Godzilla. And I don't think, Godzilla did okay. I didn't even see it. I'm gonna watch it. I might watch it tonight, but Pacific Rim I don't think did good in box office. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I know I bought it actually. I actually have it. Didn't open it yet, but they're making a second one now. Or even Terminator, Predator, or Terminator, Alien. I would like to see that. Terminator and Alien crossover. That would be sick. Then they could do that. That would work out. I think that would be really cool. The Terminator versus the Alien. That would be cool. Have they done that before? No, they ain't done that. That would be cool. Avatar and or Avatar and Terminator maybe. I don't know. I'm just just throwing stuff out there right now. But so let me know yours. Out of that list, which one is your favorite crossover, and what other crossover that wasn't on the list that you would like to see? I know there's a lot. There's a lot of crossovers, movie and TV crossovers. They didn't have a lot of animation. They had Incredibles and Despicable Me, which I think would be that would be very interesting. That would be very funny to see. That was great. This is Craig, that Craig. Comment, share, subscribe. Always stay on your grind. Great request.